Hi guys, this is Heidi and you're watching HeidiKMakeup. I wanted to do my Pan That Palette update for the month of March. The day that I'm filming this is March 28th, but I actually am going to be taking a break from this palette until the end of the month because whenever I hit pan, I give myself 2 days off, and yesterday I hit pan on 2 shadows, so today I'm not wearing this. So if you are just tuning in, hit the subscribe button. I do videos about project pans and cruelty-free makeup, and I have been trying to finish up my entire Too Faced chocolate bar palette this month. I will link the playlist down below all about that, and I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture of what the palette looked like last month. And this is what it looks like now. So this month has been very frustrating for me. I really didn't think I was going to reach any goals, and then in the last week I hit pan on like 3 shadows, which was very exciting for me because I felt like they were just never ending. So I'm going to go through each shade and talk about how I'm using it, and then I'll talk about what my goals are for next month. So hazelnut I haven't used at all, and that's because hot chocolate and hazelnut are dupes. So until I hit pan and hot chocolate, I don't plan on using hazelnut. The biggest progress is that, what was this? Creme brulee is gone. And if you watched my last month's update, you'll know that I dropped the palette, and I would say something like 80% of that shadow shattered. And I was really disappointed because it was one of my favorite shades in the palette. And then I dropped it again this month and shattered more of it. You can actually see there's a little bit of a chip in hazelnut as well when I dropped it. So I'm thinking about adding another shadow in, maybe something that will go a little better with gilded ganache to make it a little bit more usable, because I feel like if I use all of these but didn't use that, I didn't really pan an entire palette's worth of makeup. So let me know in the comments if you guys think that I should pull in another shadow. I haven't decided for sure yet. Hot chocolate, there's a little bit of a dip in. This is a very soft shadow, and you guys, these are the same shade. Like, they're the same. Really, on your eye, they're the same. I don't know why they did that. I heard Amber F kind of venting about it too, and it was one of my frustrations last month. It's fine. It's just like the most basic neutral shadow. When I think of neutral, these shades are what come to mind. Anyways, it is very, very soft, so I think it'll be easy to hit pan on. The only place that I have been using it is literally just on the lower lash line, just in like the outer third, just as a means of kind of touching my brush into it. I haven't been focused on it. In fact, last month I said I didn't think I was going to use it at all, and I decided, oh, I might as well just kind of add it in. Cherry Cordial has a huge dent. I love Cherry Cordial. It's such a beautiful shade, and it takes a neutral look and makes it look really interesting. But it is matte, so it is packed in really tightly. It is really pigmented. I've used it every single day for the entire year, and still no pan, but I only use it in the outer corner, and then occasionally I'll use it on the outer corner of my lips. This month, once or twice, I did layer it under Amaretto, which was one of my focus shades. But I really think that within a week I will have pan on that one. It's going to be one of my focus shades for this month. Champagne Truffle has a little bit of pan expansion. I've been using it this month just in the inner corners and as a face highlight. I use it, but it's not necessarily a shadow that I'm focusing on because I have confidence that I'm going to use this up. My biggest focus shadow this month has been Amaretto, and you can actually watch me hit pan on it. I did a get ready with me and happened to hit pan while I was doing it, which I was very excited about because this one was really discouraging. I said in my last update that I was really looking forward to panning this shadow because I thought that I really liked it. And after a month, almost a month straight of use, I don't like it. I started using it more in the crease or doing like a halo eye with it, and I liked that a lot more. I was trying to use it as an all over lid shade, and it was just too dark. And that's actually kind of my experience with almost all of this palette. It's almost all too dark to really work as a lid shade. And then there's these dark shimmery shades, which I would rather not use in the crease. But I've hit pan on it. Very excited. Every time I hit pan, I give myself 2 days off. My goal with this palette is to try to hit pan on as many shades as possible, and then I'll focus on really using them up. Candied Violet. I hate this shade. I've used it almost all month. I layer it some over amaretto. I actually found that if I put it over a navy eyeliner in my waterline, I do like that, but it's just like the worst texture, like, and so unpigmented. It's such a terrible shadow. So I was really happy to hit pan on it because I thought that this month was going to be like focused solely on Candied Violet because I felt like I wasn't really getting anywhere with it. But yesterday I actually put Strawberry Bonbon all over the lid, and I put Candied Violet in the crease a little bit. And if I use it kind of the way that Amber F uses Black Forest Truffle, if I like tap off the excess, the glitter doesn't fall out and it looks like an all matte look, even though it is really glittery. So that I think is the way that I'm going to end up kind of using up Candied Violet. But now that I've hit pan, I'm so excited to not be touching it for a while because I really hate it. Oh, and I did do kind of the same thing I was doing with Cherry Cordial. I was putting it on the outer corners of my lips. It was a little bold for that, but it did make an interesting lip color. And I do actually like the Chocolate Bar palette on my lips because it has a little bit of a chocolate flavor to it. Most of them don't feel gritty. The Candied Violet does feel gritty, but most of them don't. And I think that it makes the whole, I think it's a really interesting way to use up the shadow. But I'm very excited to have hit that tiny fleck of pan yesterday and to move on from Candied Violet because it is a very frustrating shade. Strawberry Bonbon, you might see a little bit of expansion on. Like I said, I wore it on the lid yesterday and I quite liked that. And when I come back to it, that's probably how I'll use it because I was frustrated because I couldn't figure out quite how to make it work. And then I was wearing it, I would put it on the center of the lips kind of occasionally, but I didn't focus on it at all. Semi-sweet I started using about halfway through the month once I hit pan on Milk Chocolate. And I started using it as my transition shade, my brow shade, and my contour. And this one's going to take longer than Salted Caramel or Milk Chocolate because it is quite a bit more pigmented than those. So I'm not worried about it. I plan on just using it every day until I hit pan on it, but I need to use a much lighter hand. So I don't see myself hitting pan on it quite as quickly as I do with those other two. Marzipan, you might actually see a little bit of pan expansion. Normally, I don't focus on a shadow once I've hit pan on it, but I've used it just a couple of times, and Marzipan is such a soft shade that using it just as a lid shade or just occasionally in the inner corner actually kind of expanded the pan a little more than I was expecting to, considering I only used it a couple times. You're not going to see any progress on Salted Caramel, and I don't plan on coming back to Salted Caramel until I hit pan on Semi-Sweet. And then over here, we'll start on this side. Triple Fudge, I hit pan on yesterday as well. And just like Cherry Cordial, I've been using this every single day. I've been setting my liner with it, even with black liner. I really quite like that. And using it just barely in the outer V, just barely, every single day for the whole year. And I finally hit a little fleck of pan on it. It is quite dark and pigmented, so it is going to take a long time, and it is matte. But if I was designing a palette, this is the kind of shade I would use for my smoking out shade. I do like it, so I don't mind that. And I might continue to use it next month. I haven't really decided. Black Forest Truffle, you might see a teeny tiny dip in. I did use it almost every day this month, but it wasn't at all something that I was really focused on. I just dipped a fluffy brush in it and tapped off the excess and put it in the crease almost every single day. And that was a way to make it show up a little bit more matte, make it a little bit more usable, because I was nervous about that shade. But that was an Amber F trick. I will link down below her Get Ready With Me. And I've used that method with both of these shades, which made Candied Violet a little bit more tolerable. Milk Chocolate, about halfway through the month, I want to say on the 15th or 16th is when I hit pan on it. I was using it as my brow shade, my transition shade, and my contour. And again, I just plan on not using it again until I hit pan on Semi-Sweet, which I think will take longer because it is a darker shade. White Chocolate, you should see some pan expansion on. I use it every single day to set my concealer and as my brow bone shade. but it's not something that I was like specifically focusing on. And then the only shade that I didn't use at all, and I actually haven't used this whole challenge, is Gilded Ganache, which is this very weird olivey brown shade. It just feels like it doesn't belong to me, and I haven't really focused on using it very much at all. I've swatched it here and there, but I've literally never put it on my eyes. Very nervous about that shade. Very, very nervous about it. So I feel like I've gotten a lot of use out of this palette, and I honestly have not enjoyed this month as much as I had enjoyed my previous months. I think it's because I just hate Candied Violet. It's just a really bad shadow. So as far as goals for next month, I definitely want to hit pan in both Cherry Cordial and Hot Chocolate. I expect to hit pan in Cherry Cordial within the next week. Like, probably the next use, I think I'll hit pan on it. But I think it'll be just kind of these tiny little flecks, because again, it's just this tiny little pencil brush just in the outer corner. So I want to hit pan in Cherry Cordial. I think I can hit pan in Hot Chocolate, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use Black Forest Truffle Semi-Sweet and start using Gilded Ganache. Maybe these 4 are the ones that I'm gonna focus on. And I would love to hit pan in both Black Forest Truffle and Semi-Sweet. I don't know about Black Forest Truffle, but I think I can hit pan in Semi-Sweet, and I definitely think I'll hit pan in both of those. And then just start to use Gilded Ganache. And that's going to be kind of the plan for the next month. It would be really sweet if in the next month I finish hitting pan on all the shades, and then I can start going back and focusing on using shades up. Because obviously that's the point. I've never actually done that before, so I think I can do it on those. Definitely Cherry Cordial and Hot Chocolate I think I will hit pan on. Probably Semi-Sweet. Black Forest Truffle and Gilded Ganache I'm a little bit more nervous about. And I would love to hear from you guys too about if I should pull in a shadow from another palette. I'm thinking, let me show you the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking about pulling in my Sleek Original palette. And part of the reason why is because I was considering doing this for my Pan That palette next year. I haven't decided for sure if and when, but I think that if I pulled in one of these 2, because this one's kind of similar, not the same, but kind of similar to that creme brulee shade that I broke. And I think that this one, this green one, would look really pretty with the Gilded Ganache and might make Gilded Ganache a little bit more usable. So I'm considering pulling this in. A couple other palettes that I'm thinking about. I was considering maybe pulling in something from my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, but I haven't decided. But I just think that if I finish everything else and I don't finish that extra shade, I'm gonna feel like I didn't accomplish something. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think I should pull in another shade, or if you think I should just take it as a freebie and say, all right, I did it. If you think I should just take it as a freebie and say, all right, I did it, I succeeded, even though I didn't actually finish creme brulee. So considering it, we'll see maybe how the next month goes on all those other shades, but definitely my next big focus is going to be Hot Chocolate and Black Forest Truffle, and then I think I'll just continue to use Cherry Cordial and Semi-Sweet, and I expect to hit pan in Cherry Cordial very, very soon. I'm excited to move on from Candied Violet. I'm a little frustrated with this palette, but it just goes to show that every single shadow is different, and you might really like one shadow in a palette and really, really hate another. And at the moment, I really, really hate Candied Violet. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, or actually hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you'll never miss a video. And let me know in the comments if you are doing a Pan That palette, how this month has been treating you. I think that March is kind of like the hump. Like you kind of just feel like, ugh, okay, it's no longer exciting and now I'm just frustrated. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.